As always, I hope you are all safe and sound. My name is Ruta. I'm from Near East University, and today we are having our new session of the project Let's Be Connected, where we are having virtual interaction with our professors and officers who is willing to share the information about the department, about the programs, and other related information that might be very helpful and useful for not only prospective students, but also for our current students, graduated students. Today is my honor to introduce our today's guest, Professor Dr. Kürşad TURGUT, the Dean of the Department of Veterinary Medicine. Hello there, Professor. How are you today? Thank you for joining us.
I'm fine, and I would like to thank you for inviting me to share this nice program. I hope I will be able to give some nice, enough qualified information about my faculty.
Thank you so much. Veterinary medicine program is very special program at our university and also in North Cyprus, since we not only have the department by its name, but we also have the animal hospital and also animal farms. So it's not only about the theory that students are going to study during their study time, but also it's very much about the real life situations, which I believe the students are facing, right?
Yes, I always explain in a way that it's what I should say. It's really excited education because not stable, you know. In the same time, we have a very big fun during the education. Yes.
Very nice. We would like to ask you some mostly asked questions by our prospective students and our current students that they are coming and asking to us as International Student Office, and we would like to specify today all the information about veterinary medicine department. Is it okay with you?
Yes, it's okay. I'm ready.
At the beginning, we would like to ask you to briefly introduce yourself. How did your life lead you to the position that you are at the moment? Could you please present a little bit yourself?
So I am one of the teaching staff working for the internal medicine department. That means I work every day at the animal hospital teaching internal medicine. And I was appointed as a dean of the faculty just 1.5 years ago. So that means I'm quite occupied with the hospital work, teaching work, and research work. So mainly. So, but what I should say, it's really enjoyable for me to deal all these issues.
How did you choose exactly this education path of veterinary medicine? Was it something from the childhood, or just like once you finish your high school, you decided to continue with this?
Actually, it was long time ago. My mom asking me to be a doctor, human doctor, because she has been suffering so many sickness. She thought it would be better for me to be a human doctor, but I couldn't get enough point to study in the human doctor. And after that, uh, I I was informed that there was a post to study in veterinary medicine. I had no idea in that time. But I get in the faculty. But luckily, I was living in a dormitory. And I was planning to get the second exam to get in the faculty of medicine. But I was lucky that there was a clinic next to dormitory, animal clinic next to dormitory. And from time to time, they announced that they had a patient. If anyone find it interesting, please come to see the patient, something like that. So I started to get this excited issues when I was in the first class. And after that, I changed my mind. And I decided to stay in the faculty to finish my education and graduate as a vet. So I started like this.
That's very
Since
nice.
long time ago, since that time, so I always I enjoyed every minute, and I did so many on my field, and but I should say it's so enjoyable to work in the hospital to treat the animals. It's fantastic feeling.
That's very nice. Excellent, Professor. And as you see, the life little bit lead you to other directions that you wanted, but as we see, you are very happy at the place that you are now. Yes,
I did not regret any moment. It was nice.
Thank you. Talking about the veterinary medicine, can you be a little bit more specific than about the course itself? What does it cover? What does the student study? How do they study?
Basically, veterinary medicine education covers basic science such as biochemistry, physiology, anatomy, and after that we have a preclinical science. That means such as pathology, parasitology, and clinical science. It could be internal medicine, surgery, or animal gynecology. And also we have our program covers food hygiene and covers animal breeding, animal feeding, poultry science. So it's a very, large. Normally, in our faculty, education takes 5 years. In Europe, it takes 6 years to be a vet. In United States, takes 8 years. It's what I should say. It's a long period of time for the education, but I think also agree with me. It's always fun and nice to study in
Thank you.
veterinary medicine.
What assessment method is being used for the students who study veterinary medicine?
So actually, veterinary medicine is the applied science. So for that reason, assessment methods depends on the course. And for instance, I'm working in internal medicine department. So this is we mostly spend time at the hospital. So we always take the oral exam and ask something about the patient. What was the differential diagnosis in the exam? Oral exam. It's always interactive. But depends on the other courses can be classical exam or multi-choices exam. It depends on the teacher. But mostly, what I should say, when we have a look at our curriculum, more than 65% is applied practical. So for that reason, mostly they will have oral exam.
Okay. Speaking about the opportunities for the students to broaden their understanding, I believe it's one of the departments that has the best option for the student to broaden their understanding, since we have the animal hospital, right? So could you little bit tell us about how the students practicing in the hospital, how it's not only theory that they are studying, how it is going?
Actually, as I said to you, veterinary medicine is an applied science. And for that reason, of course, we have theoretical courses. But in the same time, we have so many practical courses. What it means? So we have at least 6 student labs. And in the same time, we have research labs. And also, as you mentioned just right now, we have an animal hospital. So, we have a spatial system like in human hospital, and we consult the case and we do visit our patient, hospitalized patients, and also, as you said, faculty. If when you think set up a faculty of medicine, it's accepted as a very big investment because you don't need only classroom, you need also hospital farms. For instance, in our faculty, we have ruminant farms and horse farms. So what it means is our students are able to practice there, to see how it goes there, how do they work there. They are able to examine the patients that is in these farms. Also, what I should say, they often go to visit slaughterhouse because food hygiene start in the slaughterhouse, and after that we do some ambulatory clinic, visiting farms to see
Okay.
patients to check the management there, and also our students are able to visit so many different factories, deal with feeding, animal feeding, and also drug companies. They are able to visit when they are under education. So for that reason, all these things makes studying in the veterinary science very enjoyable.
Yes, I believe so, as you said, because it's much, much more about the practice and real life, not only about the theory. So, like, not only there is the programs that students from the first till fourth year they are studying only theory, and that's what they see. But I believe it's not at all about this veterinary medicine program.
Yes, for that
That's
reason,
that's
it's
excellent.
always excited.
You are not getting bored in studying
Yes,
this program. I believe you are all the time seeking more to be able to have the contact at the end with the real patients. That's
yes.
very, yes.
And also, the other point is very excited for us to contact with the clients, to understand them, to try to help them, The clients are also very important for us. And we give some special courses for the communication with the clients and public relations.
That's good. That's very nice.
Yes.
What about the summer training program? Is there such a requirement during their studies?
And our students are able to attend the summer school, and also they have a facilities to do internship, either our hospital or anywhere in the world deal with the veterinary science. So for that reason, and it's good opportunity for them to use summertime for their education and to apply something on their professional life.
In which year the students are required to take the summer internship?
Actually, every year they are able to get summer school. And we only ask them to get at least one internship, to attend one internship program. And wherever they go, so
Okay, thank you, Professor.
you are.
In your teaching experience, what qualities do the successful student possesses who graduates from this veterinary medicine program?
So when I think myself, actually, I am working at internal medicine department. So that means I am deal with animal hospital. So every morning we have a visiting time. at 9 o'clock. It starts 9 o'clock. And also in every afternoon, we visit second times our patients, hospitalized patients. So that means in this, we work there, and when we get a new patients, we always consult the case together with our students, and we examine the cases, and we after that we discuss what we need to do next, and after that when we get some lab works and clinical examination results we discuss about. And for that reason, I think that's the most important part of the education, because you will be a vet, but this is only for my department. They can be deal with the food hygiene. They can do some practice in food hygiene lab to know how do they make, for instance, helium cheese and other things. What is the technology, the current technology in making yogurt, for instance, and how do they evaluate a meat quality in the lab? So for that reason, it's a very colorful education. And of course, I always try to be kind in forcing them, our students, to understand, to get in the subject. This is a kind of, of course, reading is important, theoretical knowledge is important, but in the same time, you need to be in the practice and to use your knowledge on the patient. So for that reason, I think this is the most important part of our education, and for our students, as far as I know, our students are so happy taking part all this practice work.
Yes, that's very nice.
Yeah.
About the postgraduate studies, could you please little bit introduce us the choices that the students would have, and do our graduate students continue their studies for postgraduate? Of course, what would be the advantages for them to
Yeah.
motivate them?
Actually, we have master and PhD programs almost in each department, for each department. So, what I believe in that the veterinary science is a very huge subject. And I think for that reason, everyone should focus on one part of veterinary subject. So for that reason, it's so important to do master or PhD degree. Because veterinary science, it's more popular now, and clients also uh, trying to find a specialist vet, on a subject. For instance, we have been working on heart disease of dogs and cats. We set up a cardiology session in our hospital. So we are the only, we have the only unit deal with cardiac problem on this island. So that means this is very important for each vet to have a degree, such as master degree or PhD degree. And we should never forget, this is the well-known subject on the earth, that there is a new understanding. This is a lifelong learning understanding. So that means education never ended. So we need to keep our education continuously. So for that reason, our master and PhD program are very useful for our graduated students. And I am so happy to give them to take this opportunity.
That's very nice. I believe also studying master and or PhD programs also give advantages for the students to be more competitive in the job market, in the work market after they will graduate, because I believe at the moment, at this current situation, since the students and of course all people getting the idea of life education, that it continues, never stops. So bachelor degree, I believe it's not enough if you want to be more professional at the subject that you studied, right?
Yeah.
Continuing about this being competitive in job market, and what would be the job opportunities in general for the student who graduated from this subject?
Actually, this is first I should say to be as a vet, we have so many possibilities to find a job, to work on it. And for instance, the first thing what I should say, when a graduated vet can be academician like me, by doing master, PhD degree, having this degree, and after that start to work as a teaching staff at the university. And the second opportunity to work as a private vet, you know, so many private veterinary clinics on this island we have in everywhere. And the number is getting bigger and bigger because it's a necessity. And the other things, uh, you know, you can work for the state. You know, there is a state veterinary organization. They need a vet too. And for that reason, you can work for the state too. And as I told you before, there is a huge animal breeding industry in all over the world, and you can take part of it. Also, food industry, you can take a part of it, and also so many drug companies, and so every vet is, can have an opportunity to work for a drug companies. And uh, I think the other thing is a very important is poultry science. So we have so many poultry institutions we deal with poultry, so many breeding poultry opportunity in everywhere. So you can deal with the poultry science and you can work for them. So as you see, we have so many facilities to work on it.
Yes, it's a huge range for the options.
Yes.
I believe that students, when we are speaking of veterinary medicine, they are mostly understanding that it's all about the animals and animals hospital, let's say in our university. And as you explained to us, it's a huge range of options of
Yes.
subjects that students study, and at the end, once they graduate, the huge range of the options, what they can work, what they can do later.
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah.
Uh, I know that the university, especially nearest university, has uh, the option. I believe it applies to all the departments about the office hours, that the students can visit the department, can visit the lecturers. Is it the same with veterinary medicine department? Can current student reach out for you, and also can graduated student can reach out for you for extra advice if they need, or assistance?
Actually, you know, in our faculty, there is no distance between teacher and students. We work together, we learn together. And for instance, as a dean of the faculty, I have open door understanding. And also, so I'm working at the hospital, so I'm almost every time I'm able to connect with our students face to face to discuss about all subjects. So for that reason, we are so close to our students. And all this situation makes them happy because there is a very close relation between teachers and students. So,
what about the lectures and
yeah.
staff at the department? For example, what about their nationalities? Maybe we can ask you, is it the local lecturers? Is it the invited lecturers from abroad, from other countries?
I'm not able to hear you. There is a disconnection.
I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Oh,
I can
good.
hear you.
What I wanted to ask is about the lecturers, about the staff of the department. Is it all local lecturers, professors, or do we have the guest lecturers, foreign lecturers?
Yeah, for that, for on this subject, I should say our faculty is very lucky. It's international faculty. We have some lecturers from abroad, not only from Turkey, but also from Vienna and from Germany, from the Netherlands. So it makes the atmosphere international. And for the other thing that I would like to tell you, our program is in English. We have an English program. So that means you have a great opportunity to learn veterinary medicine in English. In the same time, you will, all our students, when they get graduated from the faculty, they can easily get acceptance from the faculties, institution in all over the world. So, because the education system, yeah, I believe in that. We believe in that internationalization is so important for us. For that reason, we pay great attention on this subject. And I'm so happy so many students of us, after their graduation, they can be employed in different countries.
Thank you. Speaking about the international relations and program, could you please introduce us and tell us a little bit more about accreditation or membership of the department?
Yeah. So our program is accredited by Turkish accreditation institutions, and we are trying to get accreditation by European accreditation institutions. But our diploma, we give the diploma to graduated students. It's acceptable in all over the world.
Excellent.
And as I said to you before, because they take the education in English, so that means they have a easy communication skill, and for that reason, they are easy to find a position in different places.
That's good to know. That's very good. Thank you. I believe speaking about current days and especially this year when COVID-19 pandemic just dropped on all of us without no warning and nothing, it was very hard for many people, and I believe it was very hard for the students and of course university professors to change the normal, let's say regular teaching method to online education because that's what has to be done. So could you please give us some brief information? How was it taken at veterinary medicine department?
Yeah, actually, that means the coronavirus infections was a surprise for us. And it was the day 12th of March, the university decided to close. And and we were thinking how we could manage all this education, the rest of the education. But luckily, our university set up excellent program. And the following week, we start to e-learning, and it is working properly. And we all, yeah, e-learning, it was a new subject, for instance, for me. But after the first class, I get used to, and I found it very easy to manipulate too. And also, we realized that this e-learning has some students are able to record my speech, and then after that, they are. I'm so glad to our university administration to set up this excellent program. So we didn't have any problem in teaching, in learning. So I think this will keep on us for the next year. Maybe 30% of the courses will be e-learning because it's useful. It's useful for theoretical courses, and the student doesn't need to attendance. Whenever they like, they can get in the internet and they can take the courses by seeing, by listening. This is a great opportunity for them and for us too.
Yes, as we know, this it's one of the hardest part of the student's life to get up and go to university to the classes. So I believe it was one of the best things that from all the situations that the student gets, that they can anytime, anywhere, just take the classes, courses, and study.
Yeah, we almost finished our final exam, so for that means our student didn't lose any time because of the excellence program which set up by the university administration. So I'm happy for them too.
What about examination? What kind of methods, since the student cannot attend physically in the class and write down the examination or speak face to face, how was it held it by veterinary medicine department?
Actually, for instance, I finished my final exam 2 days ago. I did oral exam and I was able to see my students. I shared them as a group, and after that, I start to do oral exam. And I was able to show them a case, and I was able to ask about something, the case, and I was able to see them. I was able to see how my students react, all these things. For that reason, I think it 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 is not so difficult. Nothing changed because, of course, practical exam also it would be better because I would like to see how my students examine the animals, something like that. But actually, this situation is temporary, I hope. For that reason, we compensate this extraordinary time of period.
That's the beauty of 21st century and technologies, that we can have virtual but still face-to-face interaction. It's very
Yes,
nice, and it's
very
very
nice.
nice that it's being used by the education as well.
Yes.
Thank you, Professor, for such a great explanation and presentation of the department. I would like to ask you also, could you please share with us your advices for the applicants and also maybe for the current students who are not able to come to you face to face? Could you share with us your advices that the ones who is studying and the ones who want to study these courses?
Actually, uh, as I told you before, at the beginning, it was not my ambition to be a vet. But after that, in the first class, I realized that it was a very, very extraordinary subject to deal with. And, of course, I like so much animals. And after that, I was able to understand the animals and what it means unconditional love. They gave us unconditional love. For that reason, uh, uh, as a clinician, of course, it's so excited for me. Every patient makes me excited because you need to solve the problem. You need to find the disease, and after that, try to treat the animals. And the other subject deal with the veterinary science also very nice and very excited. You can be deal with the food hygiene. That's a very excited subject too. For that reason, the only thing that I would like to tell you as a last word, studying studying veterinary science not only give you current knowledge about veterinary medicine, but also let you have a great fun. So for that reason, I would hard suggest to every candidate to study in the veterinary science.
That's very nice. Thank you, Professor. Thank you for being part of the team, not letting current situation to cross the way of education. Thank you for joining us today. It was very nice and cheerful conversation, and it was our honor to have you here today. Hope
Yeah.
it reached our viewers and give them better understanding about the department. And also, I wish you personally and all Nearest University team wish you endless energy and ideas to continue the education and of course best ideas and education that you can provide to our current and prospective students. Thank you one more time, Professor.
Your invitation. And I also would like to say to all the audience to have a nice days. I thank you so much.
Thank you so much. See you soon, Professor.
Yes.
Uh, Thank you for all our viewers as well. If there's anything you'd like to ask, feel free to contact us directly through our social media, Facebook, Instagram, and also through our email address, which is info@nu.edu.tr. Let's be connected on Friday. We will have our honored guest, Dr. Gana Pola from the Department of Child Health and Pediatric Diseases Nursing. So very excited, looking forward to see you all the prospective students who eventually hope will register and be our current students. See you soon, see you on Friday, and let's be connected.